We're a machine, Joe.
That's it.
Just cranking these out.
But yeah, just a quick little update here on our favorite topic. And Luke, that topic is
Tariffs, I'm guessing.
this is exciting though. We actually have a new kind of tariff this week as well. So that's really why I wanted to get into this. So let me just jump right in.
All right. I'm gonna learn something new here today. What are we here for anyway, Joe?
Hot off the presses. President today announced the U.S. will be putting what is known as a secondary tariff on the country of Venezuela. For numerous reasons, Venezuela has purposefully and deceitfully sent the U.S. undercover tens of thousands of high-level and other criminals, many of whom are murderers and people of a very violent nature. Venezuela has been very hostile to the United States. Therefore, any country, capital C in country, that purchases oil and or gas from Venezuela will be forced to pay a tariff of 25% to the U.S. on any trade they do with the U.S. All documentation will be signed and registered. Tariff will be in place April 2nd, Liberation Day in America. Please let this notification serve to represent blah, blah, blah. Okay,
What?
Thanks for your attention to this matter.
How did I not hear about this?
Secondary tariffs, Luke.
How does that even work? Okay. Imposing tariffs on countries importing Venezuelan oil.
If you buy oil from Venezuela, then the U.S. is going to tariff all the trade that you do with them by 25%.
No, they're going to trade. No, but they can't do that. They're going to tariff. It must tariff the trade that the U.S. does with them by another 25% or something.
That's right. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty cool if we could get tariffs off of Venezuelan sales to like Germany or something, and we just kind of like slice in and just ask for 25% on that. That would be pretty sweet if he did that. Yeah,
Tertiary tariffs.
He's going in the history books. Yeah,
Tariff amount 25% on all goods imported from any country that imports Venezuelan oil directly or indirectly, starting April 2nd, Liberation Day.
Or indirectly. Okay.
Yeah, that's
going to keep the State Department, whoever does this, really busy.
Oh yeah,
all that.
A 1 year expiration. Secretary of State decides which countries are affected. Secretary of Commerce enforces. Yeah, that enforcement thing, like it seems quite
commerce,
nearly impossible.
Enforces. That's right, commerce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So run. Okay. Yeah, I remember that was Lutnick or whatever.
So it says Secretary of Commerce can determine Venezuelan oil imports, and they're, again, direct or indirect. They can issue implementation regulations, coordinate enforcement, and then also it calls out his other favorite target. If China is subject to tariffs, they also apply to Hong Kong and Macau, and then reporting is required every 180 days. So yeah, we've got secondary tariffs now. What do you think, Luke?
I mean, no way to just, again, underline twice, double underlined, not that you use it a whole lot, the fact that these tariffs are used for political purposes. In terms of just applying pressure, political pressure, I guess those tariffs are creative. Can we get creative with, can we just like anything else? If that's what I don't know. Anyway. Okay.
So there it is. That's not all. There was surprisingly few tariff headlines last week, so I guess he was feeling a little left out.
A lot of great women. All women are great. So this is the beginning of Liberation Day in America.
Liberation.
We're going to take back just some of the money that has been taken from us by people sitting behind this desk or another desk that's not quite as nice, but they have their choice of 7, as you know. And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe. And frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. What we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at. And we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been saying, not reporting as accurately as it should be.
25% tariffs across the board on all
income cars. Yeah. All right.
And this is before Liberation Day. So we've got secondary tariffs. We've got auto tariffs now. Who knows what's coming next week?
The tertiary tariffs.
But yeah, exactly.
Right. That would be pretty. How many derivative tariffs do we got? Did you do business with someone who did business with Venezuela?
Oh yeah, I guess that would be your tertiary.
Yeah, derivatives. We've discovered that the U.S. needs to tariff itself.
That's the end game.
That's the end game. Yeah.
By the end of the year, that's what we'll be talking about.
Full circle. Yeah. We have to put tariffs on our exports.
Starting April 2nd, the U.S. will be tariffing itself. We can bring in great wealth back to the U.S.
All right.
But yeah, so last point, really briefly. So quite a bit of additional pressure this week. So that so the auto tariffs one is like very significant. So all of the cars that are imported from around the world, Europe, China, Japan, like a tremendous amount. And those exports make up a large amount of those respective economies,
right?
Respective countries' economies.
I would want to get a note of this because, like, I like Hondas; those are Japanese cars. But I'm pretty sure, like, what I buy, they were all made here. I mean, Honda has factories here. I'm almost certain of it. There's no way that they're all imported. So I wonder. I'd be curious to know how many are actually imported today and how many are built here.
Last thing I just wanted to mention here. It's interesting because he's applying a lot of pressure again this week and keeps building up next week with these long-awaited reciprocal tariffs. But then at the same sitting, he tries to soften it up a little bit.
So you're going to be more lenient than reciprocal next week?
I think there'll be, I think if I did to them what they did to us, I think a lot of people would be very unhappy. Yeah, I think it'll be much more lenient. I'm going to be much more lenient with regard to the tariffs that you'll see on April 2nd. I'm going to be much more lenient than they were with us.
He's been hyping this thing up a lot. He's adding the tariffs. The big thing everyone was talking about after, he kept saying, I'm going to be lenient. We're going to be reciprocal. They charge us, we charge them, but we'll be lenient as well. So it's all he's kind of towing a delicate line. So he's coming out strong with the secondary tariffs, with the auto tariffs, but then on the reciprocal, he's saying, well, we're going to be lenient. What does that mean? It's unclear at this point.
Interesting stuff. Well, I'm sure you'll let us know if anything new happens here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So I think one of the things that's coming before that is a report from the Commerce Secretary, like outlining what the various tariffs are. So at minimum, I think it's going to be interesting to look through that, maybe side by side with some of those WTO trade profiles that we've looked at before, see what kind of deltas are in there, just because it's saying it's also quantifying the indirect trade barriers as well. So it seems like there could be a lot of room for, I guess, being lenient. But I guess we'll find out.
Good stuff.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We'll
see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.